Hi, welcome to the section of installation of Hadoop. In this section, we'll see how to install cdh3 sudo mode cluster on Ubuntu. In order to install cdh3 sudo mode cluster on Ubuntu, first of all, we got to download VM workstation with a version of 8 and above. Okay, you can just Google it and you can download VM workstation of 8 and above. And after which you got to download an Ubuntu VMDK file. Yeah, so VMDK file Ubuntu has to be downloaded and installed in VM workstation 8. Okay, after installing your Ubuntu on VMDK, your Ubuntu VMDK file on VM workstation, which is of 8 and above, then we'll install our Hadoop cluster on top of it, and then we'll configure our Hadoop. First of all, let's see what we need to do in order to install Hadoop. Yeah, see, while installing your VMDK file, Ubuntu VMDK file in VM workstation, you shouldn't give your username as either Hadoop or HDFS, because that will create problem while you are installing your Hadoop. So please refrain from using Hadoop or HDFS as your usernames for installing your Hadoop cluster. And then we got to once you install your Ubuntu on VM workstation, you would look something like this. Yeah, so and then you can go to something like accessories and then go to terminal, which should open your terminal, Ubuntu terminal. Here we will be installing our Hadoop cluster. Yeah, so this is my terminal. So before installing Hadoop, we got to download something called JDK. Yeah, see here I have given that JDK file. We got to download JDK 6U30 Linux version. Okay, in order to do that, I'll simply do something like this. I'll open my Mozilla Firefox. Yeah, I'll give something like -x64 bin. If you are using for 64-bit version of your system, then you can use something like 64bin.bin for download. Okay, I'll just type it. If you are using something like 32-bit, you got to use 32-bit over here. Okay, I'm just executing this. Sorry, I'm just running this in my Firefox. So it should give you some links where you can download this JDK 6U30 Linux x64.bin. Okay, this is still running. Not sure. Let me open Google something. x64. Okay, you'll get something like oracle.com. From here you got to download your JDK. So once you download your JDK from your Oracle, see here you'll be getting all the versions of your JDK available. I want something like 6U30 because that is the version of Ubuntu I'm using. See here, I'm planning to download something like Java SE Development Kit 6U30. Yeah, so I'll access the agreement and then I'll download something called Linux x64 bin. When I click on it, yeah, it will ask for the username and password. You got to sign into the oracle.com. If you don't have any username or password, you can do something like you can do a sign up here. Okay, you can create an account and then download it. So it will be downloaded to your see, I got my JDK 6U30 -Linux x64 bin JDK file into my downloads path. Yeah, once you download that, what you got to do, I just listed all the commands that would help you to install Hadoop. I wanted to copy this particular bin, this JDK file to user local folder. So I'll just give a copy this thing to user local. But you will not be able to copy it because it's this particular user local path is of something like root directory. So in order to do that, you can give something like sudo, which would ask you for a password. So I'll give the password which I have given while installing this Ubuntu on my VM workstation. I'm just giving an enter. Yeah, so now if I go and check in my user local path, I should have this particular, yes, jdk6u30 linux x64bit.bin. Now I got to execute this in order to install Java in my machine. So how do I execute? Sudo sh and then this. It will unpack all the results and okay, as I have already installed JDK in my machine, it is asking to replace. Maybe if you are installing it for the first time, it may not ask you. I'm just giving yes to replace. Okay, I'll give an A to replace all. It will freshly install a new version of Java in my Ubuntu. It will extract a lot of things. It will take a couple of minutes depending upon the network bandwidth. Meanwhile, let's look at the next step which we are gonna do. Yeah, see here, I've just copied it to this particular path and installing Java. So after installing Java, I got to download a particular cdh3 tar file or a package file. Yeah, so first let's install Java in our machine. See here, Java SE development kit 6 is successfully installed. Yeah, you shouldn't face any errors while installing Java. Yeah, my Java is installed successfully, so I don't have any problem. So one can ask me, why are you installing Java before when you are trying to install Hadoop in your cluster or a pseudo-mode cluster? Because Hadoop is a framework which is developed on top of Java. So in order to install Hadoop, you got to install Java first. So that's why I have installed my JDK, which is Java Development Kit, in my Ubuntu terminal. Yeah, so after installing Java, my next point would be to install Hadoop. So in order to install Hadoop, what do I have to do? I do have to download a Debian package from my cloudera.com. So you can go to cloudera.com, www.cloudera.com, and download cdh3 package. Okay, just let me show you. You can refer to this document and download your Ubuntu. See here, once going to this particular website, you should click on, okay, this is a link for Lucid system. So what do I have to do? Okay, see, this is link for Lucid system. Because I'm using my Ubuntu, so it is nothing but a Lucid system. Okay, I'm just clicking on it and it will download the tar file. Okay, cdh3-repository _1.o _all.debian. I'm just clicking on OK. It will download something to my downloads path. Let me go there and check. Okay, yeah, I'm into my downloads path. Now I have my Debian downloaded. So in order to install this, I would use something like dpkg-i, this particular Debian tar file which you had downloaded from cloudera.com. dpkg is a command which is used to install something in your Debian systems. Sudo dpkg-i. See, that's what I had listed in my in my document. Sudo dpkg-i your Debian tar file. So it would read from the database and extract everything, and it installs the Hadoop. Okay, once it installs, maybe if you are doing it for the first time, it might take some amount of time for you. Okay, it depends upon your network bandwidth. Yeah, so my Hadoop Debian package is installed. Soon after that, you got to run something called sudo apt-get update. So it will update if there are any new updates available for this particular package from cloudera.com. It is checking if there are any updates. Yes, there are few updates which is updating. Okay, it again depends upon your network bandwidth. Yes, it has updated. If there are any updates for this Lucid system, okay, it will take from your cloudera.com as well as from your ubuntu.com, and it will update all the new updates available over net. Yeah, so I have updated the Debian which I had downloaded. With this, I'm able to install the Hadoop software in my Ubuntu machine. Now that is not all. We got to do a lot of things, right? The first thing I got to do is I got to install all my daemons. There are 5 daemons in my Hadoop cluster as we discussed. One is name node, secondary name node, job tracker, task tracker, and data node. But one can ask me, how do I know the exact version of this particular daemon? So in order to do that, I have given a command called apt cache search Hadoop, which would give all the things that are downloaded, all the things that are installed using that particular Debian package which we had downloaded. See here, I've got many things. See here, my job tracker is there, name node is there, secondary name data node is there, secondary name node is there, everything would be there. So I got to install all the things one by one using something called sudo apt-get install job tracker, task tracker. That is my name, right? Sudo apt-get install Hadoop -0.20 job tracker. Okay, I'm just executing this. Sudo apt-get install this thing would install my job tracker. This again will take some time depending upon your network bandwidth. Similarly, I would do this for all the daemons, like my name node, yeah, and my secondary name node, again the task tracker, and the data node. My task tracker is done, and finally I will install my data node. Yeah, now that I have installed all my daemons in this particular Ubuntu, the next part would be my configuration of Hadoop. Yeah, so we'll look in the configuration of Hadoop in our next video. Yeah, this video I have concentrated to show you how to install Hadoop. Yeah, in my next video I'll show you how to configure your pseudo-mode cluster, which would make your Hadoop cluster to work. Thanks a lot for watching this video, and bye bye.